I need a username. And I have a great one. Little Kid Lover. That way people will know exactly where my priorities are at.
By the way, he gave me permission to touch him.
Actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas. Someone should bomb that building.
Day 66, being a girl, and today I'm in nature. Trees, I love them. Water, lakes, I love them. Heels, they're my hiking heels. I love them.
I'm shocked by it, so I'm up here bashing it because I don't like gay people. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap.
Everybody is going to get to know each other in the pot. I'm serious about this stuff.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
I enjoy having breakfast in bed. I like waking up to the smell of bacon. Sue me.
How dare you?
And your favorite dish?
My favorite dish? I like mugs because they're very comfortable in your hand and they hold hot things.
Describe your perfect date.
I'd have to say April 25th.
I mean, this is...
If I had a gun with 2 bullets and I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and Toby, I would shoot Toby twice. Okay,
You were
all
being
right.
really funny, and then you went too far.
It was bad. It was bad for Trump to meet with Nick and Yate.
To keep alive the truth and honor of the Holocaust, horror of the Holocaust.
Fuck.
Is it bad advice to say, like, go outside Ted Cruz's house and just shoot in the air?
Yes.
Yes.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
You shout like that, they put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing.
Sexism in gaming.
Journalists, we have a special jail for journalists.
Scroats McGoat says, last night as a member, if Tim doesn't disavow Eliza tonight, get the out, Scroats McGoat. Bye-bye.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
Now, bitch. See how you like guns outside your house. Get a fake tactical nuke.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hasan Piker. I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house. Or in the ring. No, in real life.
Oh, damn, I still got the wrong camera on this screen. All right, screw it. We're going to go full screen for a minute, and then we're going to go switch back to the other screen. I've been switching cameras around. It's nuts. I've got my DSLR actually hooked up now, so a little bit better picture, at least for like the full screen thing. It looks a little better. I look a little uglier, but it's all good. So basically, we're going to make a very, very, very short stream out of this. I am just going to quickly discuss what's been going on with the Hasan Piker XQC fair use debate, as well as what's been going on with the Rippaverse with Eric July's comic book company and the drama going all over Twitter about false flagging and false DMCA takedowns and all that. Basically, the long and the short of it is people don't tend to agree on what fair use actually means. And so we're going to go through that right now. Let's start off with this story about the false takedowns by Eric July. Now, if you don't know who Eric July is, we'll go ahead and kind of like summarize it. Eric July is a comic book creator who got sick and tired of mainstream Marvel, mainstream DC, and made his own comic book company. I mean, pretty legitimate, easy thing to understand, right? There's a lot of detractors, a lot of people who say that his comic is shit, a lot of people who say that he's just a grifter. He's a libertarian, definitely one more vocal person about his politics, at least on Twitter or on his YouTube channel. It doesn't rub everybody the right way. Not everyone agrees, but hey, you know what? Everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? That's the great thing about the world that we live in. So he released Isom #1, his first comic book, about 8 months ago, and it did really well. He sold a few $1 million worth of comics. They basically blew the numbers that they were expecting out of the water. So here we are around the time to release Isom #2, and they were already shipping it out. So I actually ordered the first one. I read it. It's decent. I'm not a comic book fan, but you know, I wanted to support him, and the book is decent. I don't know if I would be like the best person to ask about comic book reviewing, seeing as I have little to no experience with comic books. But that being said, it was a legitimate product. You get what you pay for, and it was decent quality, decent story. So I would say it's 6.5, 7 out of 10 easily, even if you're just looking at it, trying to compare it to mainstream comics. That being said, a few days ago, somebody who is one of their detractors, somebody who just hates the Rippaverse, as they call his comic book company, his comic book line, for the sake of hating it due to the fact that they don't like Eric, decided to release a bootleg digital version and then start sharing the link on Twitter. This got quite a few people outraged, obviously, due to the fact that a lot of people support Eric and support the Rippaverse and want to see it do well. And so they flagged the first person for a DMCA takedown. Along the way, a few other people got involved, one of them being Vicky from the Vickyverse on Twitter. She's one of those people that I believe she has her own comic book story and books and graphic novels and all that, but she doesn't get along well with everybody else in Comicsgate, as it seems. At least that's the impression I get. So now you have this situation where Vicky from the Vickyverse got flagged, claims that it was due to the fact that she gave a negative critique of Isom, number one, but that's been rebutted by the fact that Eric has said that these are all people who either shared the link for the pirated copy that you can download for free digitally, or that shared images from a pirated copy. And that, of course, starts the debate, is it fair use even if you are sharing a pirated copy of something? Let's say you're going to do a review of a movie, but you went to the theater and didn't pay for a ticket, or you filmed it and watched it, or watched a bootleg copy of a film and then reviewed it. Well, the review itself is still fair use, but if you include the video footage from the bootleg copy, I would believe that that would violate fair use because it's from a pirated copy. As such, you cannot claim fair use on something that is bootlegged if you know that it is pirated and not the authentic merchandise, as I understand. I could be wrong about this, but as I understand fair use, you cannot use pirated material to give a review and then claim that you're using fair use. That's just not the way it works. You cannot do that, okay? So that being said, that's the situation we're in now. So there were 3 flags, 3 DMCA takedown flags that Eric or somebody from the Rippaverse issued to get these accounts. I don't know if they weren't banned on Twitter, obviously, but the posts, the tweets were removed. So you have this person here, Laza, and they basically hate everybody. I have seen people on the left, people on the right. This person hates all of them. Laza, I believe, also goes after Clownfish TV because he doesn't like their opinions, and they're not even conservative or right-wing. So it's just one of these situations where anybody who goes against the mainstream, this person goes after. So they actually tried to reply to this situation going on, saying, should Eric July's videos be copyright struck because he uses someone else's images when discussing comics? Again, the issue is not about whether or not you're discussing comic books about things that are available. For example, if I'm using video footage from a movie, but it's been out there and say it's on streaming or whatever, and I can prove that I'm a paying customer for a streaming service and I'm using fair use as a commentary on the topic, that's not the same thing as digitally scanning a paperback comic book that's not available digitally and then releasing it digitally for free download on the internet and then reviewing said material. It's not the same thing. It's murky, I'll give you that, but it's not the same thing. And this is in response to Epic Mike, who I believe is affiliated with the Rippaverse, talking about how they were circulating a link to a pirated copy of Isom number 1. Which is what kicked this whole thing off. It was the pirated copy. Here's Vicky from the Vickyverse claiming that her account was locked, and I believe it was a Twitter account, yes, for content posted to your Twitter account. Under the DMCA, copyright owners can notify Twitter claiming that a user has infringed their copyrighted works. Now, clearly, she thought that she was just doing fair use critique and not sharing pirated material. Again, gray area, kind of murky, I understand that, but if you knowingly are sharing around a link to pirated material or discussing pirated material that's publicly known to be pirated, it's not the same thing as doing a fair use critique of said magazine or comic book or movie or music or TV show. And of course, Vito had to get himself in the middle of this, because if you don't know Vito on Twitter, he lives for this shit. He hates Eric, he hates Isom, he hates the Rippaverse, but at least, you know, he can still be a good sport about it. And we're going to go watch a tiny bit of Rekieta Law's interview, well, not interview, his stream that he actually had Vito and Vicky temporarily on. Just to kind of give us a little context for where everybody was coming from. So Vito hopped right on this and said, Eric July's Rippaverse staff are now issuing false copyright strikes to anyone who critiques pages of their flagship Isom comic. Friendly reminder that Eric July's entire channel was built atop fair use critique of comic books. Why does he think he deserves special protection? Again, this is once again Vito operating in bad faith. This had nothing to do with criticizing Isom, criticizing the artwork, criticizing the story, criticizing the customers of the Rippaverse. It has nothing to do with that. It is 100% about the fact that these people were disseminating pirated material online. Again, a violation of DMCA. You're not allowed to do that. It's cut and dry. But again, they're trying to spin it as if it was more about him being butthurt about critiques of Isom. So, of course, he responded to all this in a pretty lengthy post. He's replied a lot, but this is kind of the most concise summary of what we have to work with here. Eric went on to say, nobody has been DMCA'd by the Rippaverse for posting one page of Isom #1. Nobody has been taken down for criticism or fair use, and the ones that have claimed that know they're lying. 3 people have had posts removed from Twitter through their own review. They don't just take things down willy-nilly. 1 shared the entire book via individual uploads on Twitter and doxed, encouraging people to do something. 1 created a promotional item and presented it as if it was ours, encouraging people and linking them to a pirated Isom #1. Again, linking to the pirated material is an obvious infringement or violation of DMCA or copyright rules. That's just the way it works. 1 shared multiple full pages and core plot points directly from the pirated site mentioned by Crack Smoker #2. I'm not sure who Crack Smoker #2 is, but we're just going to go with that. Trying to position this as he's taking down people that criticize him is nonsensical again. They know this. People have criticized us over the last year, have done so with no takedown. And this is also true. There's a lot of people that have criticized Eric and the Rippaverse and Isom without being removed from Twitter or YouTube or whatever. I haven't seen a single story about somebody critiquing Isom that has resulted in a DMCA takedown. It just hasn't happened. Let's see. This includes showing off pages of the book. These deranged people know exactly what they're doing. Buy the book. Hell, you can video yourself going through some of the pages in the book. Tell people what you think of myself or the characters. You're free to post panels and give your thoughts. There are mountains of tweets and YouTube videos of people doing so that we've had no problems with. And this is verifiable. I've actually watched a few people review Isom #1. So it is 100% true that it's not just them DMCA striking anybody who critiques the work. But it's extremely gay, spelt G-H-E-Y. I love that. That's hilarious. To conflate that with piracy. It's even gayer to pretend we are attempting to flag people en masse. I mentioned the same bit when Sony DMCA'd people. It's one thing for you to take people down for taking shots at your pockets, no matter how funny it is. It's another for people to just talk about what's taking place. Not even showing screenshots of what's being discussed. Sony DMCA'd people doing the latter. Again, I think that's a very fair summary, very concise. It explains exactly the situation, explains exactly what happened. But again, that is Eric's opinion. It is his version of the story. And of course, people aren't going to necessarily take him at his word if they already have a problem with him. He actually responded to a tweet from Vito, and the tweet was deleted by the author, which is, hilarious. And this is where Vito was saying that they were just going after people who critiqued Isom. He actually says, Eric does, the person you referenced is, the person you referenced has posted 8 pirated images on top of completely misrepresenting the material itself, having been caught in multiple lies. We have all the receipts. You keep blocking and unblocking, and it has been you that has worked to get people deplatformed for nothing, which is true if you actually go back and, long story short, Vito, I guess, tried to take down Friday Night Tights, Nerdrotic's live stream that he does, gets, I think it's like anywhere from like 15,000 live viewers at a time. I could be wrong, but those streams, after the stream is done, have like 80,000 views on them easily. For a live stream, that's pretty damn good. and Vito tried to get it shut down. Long story short. Claimed it was a joke. Stop blocking and unblocking. I'll return the favor. Me, and worry about completing your product and paying your artist. Also lose weight. Vito is very large. I'm not going to comment on his body, but he is quite large. Vito is also currently working on a comic book, which is hilarious because this just seems like sour grapes that Eric has now, crowdfunded about $5 million between ISOM number 1 and number 2. And Vito is still trying to launch his first comic, if I'm not mistaken. Not a diss, I'm just saying it's a fact. So, right after this whole thing happened, this I believe was 2 days ago, Rekieta Law, Nick Rekieta, had a panel put together, Lofty Pixels, Epic Mike. Again, I believe Epic Mike works for Geeks and Gamers and may or may not be affiliated with the Rippaverse. I'm not 100% sure about that one. But he had the guy from Uncivil Law on here, Vito down here, a couple other people. And at this point in the video, they actually got Vicky from the Vickyverse to come on the stream. And so, again, I'm not going to do this, just sit here and play the video and not react to it. Again, fair use. I'm going to play a few seconds of this to give you guys an idea of how this whole situation went down.
We are welcoming to the stream for the first time Vickyverse. Hey, Vicky, how you doing?
Hi, Vicky.
Hi, hello, everybody.
Oh, you fucking whore! I heard what you said about me, you bitch! No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
So,
never mind.
They get into it right here, I think.
Sorry,
Hey, Victoria,
Vicky, go ahead.
Victoria, can you?
I DM'd you the
confirm?
tweet.
Oh, you DM'd me the tweet. Holy
Vicky,
shit.
Now, before we continue, remember, Vicky is one of the people that was sharing around or linking to the pirated material.
All of those images were pirated from. Can you talk about that, or do you want to be transparent about that?
Here we go. Oh shit. Yeah, keep going while I do this.
Those scans were posted up to Reddit last September.
Okay, that's.
Oh
fair.
wait, Vicky, don't admit that. Reddit is for fags.
Okay, I'm gonna get struck from YouTube if I keep playing this. Long story short, Vicky does admit that the scans, even though she pulled them from Reddit in November, that they were on Reddit, which again doesn't matter what website they're scanned to, it's still piracy. You still can't be linking to pirated material and saying, "Oh yeah, go download this for free."
Often get wrong in fair use, and Kurt, if I get this wrong, please make fun of me in the most degrading way possible.
I watched as much of this as I could, but I don't know if they actually got a good determination about what is and is not fair use. As I understand it, it's simply what we were doing here. You watch it, you comment on it, you give commentary, you react to it. That's fair use. Fair use is not just pirating material and then talking about it.
If your criticism is something is good, or this is bad, or this is funny, or this is not funny, that is actually very close to not being criticism and may not be criticism of fair use, or maybe may not be criticism of a work. Criticism of a work involves telling people something that is specifically critical in a good way or a negative way about the creation of art. And merely telling people that something is funny that is supposed to be funny, or is not funny that may be supposed to be funny but is not actually sufficient criticism. What you need to do is actually provide a criticism of a thing about the creation of a product.
This is where we get into this topic about fair use, where it's extremely confusing. Because, like he was saying there, just saying, oh, haha, this is funny, or oh, this isn't funny, isn't in itself a critique, criticism. It's not adding anything of value to what is being produced. You are just sitting giving light commentary, which doesn't actually transform anything. And again, it's about what's transformative. That's a big part of the DMCA fair use argument, is it has to be transformative. And so, for example, it's just like if you go to a farmer's market. I'm speaking from my personal experience here, growing up working with family business. A farmer's market, or anything that requires you to be like an actual handcrafted vendor, not a commercially processed item, requires that you add value. If you don't straight up make it from scratch, you will have to add value to it. And that would be a way of thinking about fair use is, well, no, I didn't. For example, people who do like designs on t-shirts, speaking from my own personal experience, I didn't make this shirt, but I took a design, created a design, and then I did an iron-on or a sublimation or whatever you want to do, or like, what do they call that? Screen printing on a shirt, and now it has added value. I've done something to transform it. Again, transformative that language again about transforming something from, well, it was just a video before, but now I've given another layer to it. I've critiqued it. I've given criticism in a way that has added something to it that wasn't there before. Ah, crap.
Double legally obtained.
Now I got to find where we were at. I think we were right about.
Can we move on to YouTube?
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find the exact same spot we were at before. She's only on here for a minute.
I did not consider that. God damn it.
The DMCA takedown of veto. The DMCA takedown of veto.
Fucking science got me.
It should not be in that lawsuit. I'm glad you're out of it. Because
I don't think they have her on here much more. But the point is, they give a very good definition of what fair use is, why there was a problem. Again, simply sharing around pirated slides or scans of a non-digital comic book and then saying, oh, this sucks, and then resharing it with a link to the pirated material is a problem. That is not ever going to be okay. So, yeah, it's just one of those situations where clearly there are people that exist in the space, commentary, video creators, comic book creators, people who don't understand how fair use works, or they want to start acting outraged because they got a DMCA takedown when clearly they were in the wrong. So this is a big mess, huge mess going on, and it hasn't died down. I'm still seeing people going at it on Twitter over this whole situation, which is funny because it's the exact same timing as what we have going on over here. This XQC thing, I was looking for the original video of XQC and Hasan both doing this thing where they play a video for 10 minutes and go take a piss break or go get their lunch or their mom makes some chicken nuggets or something, and then they just disappear and leave a video playing for 10 minutes without commentary, without, again, transforming it, without adding anything of value to it. But I actually haven't listened to these videos yet. So that's what happened, essentially, is XQC is known for being one of those streamers where he'll just turn something on, even if it's got copyright protection on it, and just play it for his audience. Like, for example, he streamed the entire Dark Knight movie, I believe over on Kick after he moved to Kick when he got his big contract. And so he went from, being a streamer on Twitch to where they have very strict DMCA rules to going to Kick, where obviously they're not enforcing them at all, and thinking he could get away with that, which apparently he did up to this point. I don't know if he actually got any copyright claim on that or not. So this one's really interesting. Apparently, because Ethan Klein and Hasan worked together on a podcast. Ethan Klein did the exact same thing as XQC, where he put somebody else's video on, of somebody on YouTube, and basically leached views off the video by watching it during a live stream, and then he left. He turned it on and walked out, let it play for like 10 minutes for his audience without adding any commentary to it whatsoever. Clearly a violation of fair use. He added nothing to it because he wasn't even in the room. So this is a video apparently of Ethan responding to Hasan regarding this entire thing. So let's watch this.
Just right off the bat, what the fuck is this editing? There's 10 seconds of him sitting there like a moron. Look at this idiot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not high effort.
No. This is like
not.
So again, this is what I know. I've heard people like the Quartering talk about it. If you're going to do reaction videos, and again, I don't love reaction content. I know that this is technically like me reacting to what they're saying, but like the people who everything they do is purely reactionary. Everything is just, oh, let's watch 30-second video and go, ah, ha, 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 or that kind of crap. It's like, no, you're not adding any commentary. You're adding nothing of intellectual value to it. Okay, so let's see what they do here.
High effort.
I mean, hold on.
No, it's not.
Let me get a taste of this. Why wouldn't they cut that?
Kristen Tate being held in a Romanian jail cell for over 3 months.
Look at him.
Yeah,
He doesn't even know what the fuck he's watching.
I think the main problem here
What a
is
moron, dude.
The main problem here should be that if this is on your main channel, you should definitely edit it more for sure.
Hold on, Hasan. I really want to see. I want to get a feel for this.
Like this is like my fan. This is like fan-owned and operated channels that just like straight post VODs, like straight rip VODs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is literally. You can see the video here. XQC just sitting here, not adding anything to the video.
But with the recent developments in their case, it seems like this is just the beginning. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries.
I mean, this is already theft. He didn't even intro it. He didn't talk about it. He's literally just 100%. Sitting there quiet.
Yeah, again, and people don't realize it's like, yes, the big argument, and this was going on Twitter between Mudahar from Some Ordinary Gamers and XQC, they were going back at it, back and forth over and over and over again. Because Mudahar's like, look, doesn't matter if the original video had 3 million views and you got 300,000. You didn't add anything to the video. You weren't even in the room when it was playing. You walked in, turned on the video, walked out. 10 minutes later, you're finally back. And so what XQC could do, and he didn't do it in this one particular case, he live streamed. He made money while he was live streaming. Then he could take the VOD and re-upload it again, claim fair use, and make more ad revenue off the pirated, essentially, video, the video theft that he did during his live stream. And the argument's been made, but if he didn't, if he could do it during his live stream, how is it theft to do it by uploading it back to his channel? And again, that depends on your interpretation of fair use. Oh, exactly, Godzilla. Any effort at all. They don't even have to put as much effort as I'm putting in right now, but they have to do something. There has to be some attempt at transformation, some attempt at commentary, some attempt at added value. Again, the idea of added value, you've got to add something to it. And yeah, I'm waiting for Ethan. I know that this video is supposedly Ethan like goes ballistic on Hasan. I doubt it's that nasty. I did see that Ethan apologized afterwards, though.
For the first 30 seconds. You should sue him. Fuck you, XQC, you thief bitch. I'm not surprised he's stealing people's videos. He steals people's money too on
his
fucking
attitude
gambling.
on this, by the way, is look. You're talking to someone who I do not care about IP in the same way that you do. We have differing opinions on it.
You don't. You think that you should be able to take people's videos and re-upload them?
Okay, yeah. This is gonna get good. This is gonna get spicy. It's only a 3-minute clip here, but this is the funny thing is. This is because Hasan has literally done the same thing. So Hasan's squirming in his chair right now going, oh shit, I've done this too. It's like, it's going to be interesting watching.
Well, not necessarily. I think
not necessarily.
I think you should still abide by certain standards, but overall, I don't really care. I don't really care if someone rips my IP.
No, but you're talking about IP law, or are you talking about what your preference is?
My personal preferences and what I think, my personal preference.
I want to know what the hell he's wearing. Did he actually like skin a lion or a cheeto or something? What the hell is that? And it's like silky. I mean, this dude. Anyways, whatever.
Preferences and what I believe and how I believe IP should be run is significantly more
How should IPs be run? How should IPs be run?
I think that there should be a
So this is why Hasan just steals content. Because honestly, look, we've all heard the idiotic takes he has. Hasan doesn't have a brain in his head. But this is like when he's not going on a rant during his own live stream, just banning people and freaking out. He can't think logically. Like, you could just hear his brain shutting down. There's no rational thought in there. It's like, oh crap, I just said something and I have no idea how I'm going to back it up.
Similar structure to how patents are supposed to exist for all content creation.
Oh, Hasan is just awful.
After a certain amount of time has passed for like television productions or for even movies in general, that IP should be completely lifted and you can make derivative works off of that with ease.
Well, that's like a 50-year scope. That doesn't really
not even a
affect what
50-year
we
scope.
do.
I think it should be shorter than that.
Yeah. So basically what Hasan's arguing here is we already have this. I mean, look, Disney is losing all their copyrights. Disney has already lost a few of them. I mean, there's a couple of these movies, these classic animated stories that they've lost the copyright to because they've basically aged out. So Hasan is essentially just making the argument that a YouTuber who has DMCA protection based on a video that they've created in fair use, if they use other people's videos, they've done that in fair use, that basically, oh yeah, if you're some YouTuber up and coming and then you've started, making videos, you should only have like a short time span that you're DMCA protected before somebody else can just straight up pirate your videos. We're not talking about billion-dollar corporations like Disney or Warner Brothers. He's trying to make the argument that essentially you can do the same thing to streamers or video creators on YouTube. It's an idiotic thing to say.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, I think that as far as like rigorous control over IP, I personally don't have it. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's a good thing.
What do you mean you don't believe in it? I don't understand what that means. You think that people should be able to steal your videos and upload it?
Yeah, which is why I have.
Why? How is that fair to anybody?
This was disappointing. This was nowhere near what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be something where, you know, Ethan actually shows a pulse. I mean, it was good on him for pushing back on Hasan. But just, damn, that's just pitiful. Like, come on, man. I thought XQC had a response video. I guess not. I did remember, I looked for it. Literally, I don't know where any of this stuff is on the internet. I've looked for all this shit, guys. Hasan, in response, when he came back from his 10-minute break where his mom made him his chicken nuggets, he comes back and people are harassing him, and he's like, what am I supposed to do? Should I just end the stream? Basically, you want me to die. So I just have to die, right? It's like, oh my God. Hasan's reaction to don't play somebody else's video for 10 minutes while you're taking a potty break is, you just want me to die. I mean, there's hyperbole, and then there's like, holy shit, dude. Like, you gotta chill. You gotta stop. So this was, oh, here's the XQC response. And then this is good. This is where I got into a conversation with Ricada and Lofty. All right, so I haven't watched this video yet. I have no idea what XQC's response was regarding this entire thing. And let me be clear about something. I said this down below, and we'll read it in the comments. For example, like, I got 400 subscribers over a short period of time because of a video I had that did great. And Brittany Venti shared it on her live stream and went through piece by piece and talked about it to her chat. But she didn't just sit there and play my 8-minute, 10-minute video with no commentary. She completely operated within fair use. It sent people to my channel, and I'm not monetized, so it's not as if she stole ad revenue from me that I'd be making. So I really have nothing to be upset about. Except, I mean, she did nothing but send people to my channel. Even after being monetized, it's still hard to say that you have a leg to stand on if the other person's operating in fair use. If they're offering critique, criticism, commentary on your video. All right, so let's watch this XQC video. The thing of trying to build your own online community, kind of more around discussion. Yeah, discussion's great. Especially if you can have discussion where you're not like pissing everybody off. It's really hard these days. Everyone's so sensitive. But, you know, it's like, hey, not everyone's cut out to be able to see. I work with my mom, okay? I've worked with my family. I'm the last one around. It's just her and I. I'm basically waiting for her to retire, and then I'm going to take over the business, so we're going to sell it. It's one or the other, right? And so she's in her 60s. I'm in my late 30s. I still have a lot of traditional viewpoints, but I see things differently than she does on a lot of situations. And so her and I will be having a discussion where everything's fine, and 5 minutes later, we are like, not yelling, but it's loud. It's gotten like intense, right? Well, that's simply the nature of how things go if you're an intense person, but you do have to be able to dial it back and be able to hear what the other person's saying, or you're never going to be able to have discussion with anybody who thinks differently from you at all. You have to be able to have, at the core, at the base, some form of civil discussion ability. Otherwise, you're just never going to be able to communicate with people that you ever disagree with. And that's not a healthy way to be either. All right, so this is XQC responding. Let's take a listen.
Guys, I actually feel, guys, listen, this is the, you know, chat, I can say all things I was wrong about and all things I was right about. I was right about everything except I'll take accountability.
Wait, first of all, I've never watched XQC. I've never watched him speak. I don't know what the hell he's saying. People have said he's not from the US, so maybe it's because English isn't his first language. The dude is like talking a mile a minute. Throwing shots to the other side doesn't, literally nothing. Yeah, I want to encourage civil discussion. 100%, yeah.
Guys, part of moving on and part of doing good is taking accountability. Okay, that's something I've been better at these days. I'll do it right now. I'll take accountability for this. Usually when I go AFK, I say out loud, yo, editor, do not post this to YouTube. I'm gonna click a video and let y'all watch it. If people want me to stop doing that, I can stop doing that. But I for now.
That right there doesn't mean shit. So he said, you know, I'll yell editor, edit that out. You can't edit it during your live stream. That'd be like if I decided, okay, guys, I'm gonna turn on XQC, one of his videos, and I'm gonna go walk over there, make myself some coffee, get some dessert, something, go say hi to the wife, check on the kids, and just let his video play for 10 minutes. That's not fair use. That's video theft. That's piracy. Okay, come on.
I'm not doing that. I went AFK, and sometimes it gets re-uploaded, and I feel bad. Okay, the other day I said that. I said this at least in the top of my head 4 times. in the vast amount of time. Okay, I have.
I don't even want to discuss why this guy's famous. Like literally, not everybody's gonna be as boring as I am. I get it. This guy's weird and he talks fast. Maybe that's what it is. But I feel like the appeal is aimed at like a 12-year-old audience. No offense, but I just don't get it.
I've done that, and chat knows it. I have done that, and chat knows it. Let me think of the most recent instance. Come on. Fuck. I think it was a Nick video with the scary stuff in recent times. Whatever, doesn't matter. So sometimes what happens then is that I'll say don't upload something because I'm not gonna react because I'm just leaving it as background content. Okay?
Boys rise up.
And I feel bad about it. Okay, and then this happens, right? In this one, I didn't say this, and I'll take accountability. I didn't say that, and it maybe got up. Did this get re-uploaded? Chat, is this video?
A clown if you'll watch him for entertainment, but yeah, I don't. That's the thing though. I don't understand the whole lol mentality. I've got friends online that get into the whole lol stuff, that watch like Nikocado Avocado, that watch the what's the channel, the gal that does the horrible cooking and then her son eats it. They're like Hungarian or something, very very poor English, and she'll do all these recipes and butcher them, and he'll just kind of eat them and act like they taste good. Or he thinks they taste good and he doesn't know the difference. I don't know. But like that kind of shit, I don't know. I don't do the whole lol cow thing. I don't understand the humor. I don't find it funny. It's just dumb. But again, I'm a boomer.
Wait, it didn't.
I've been told I'm a boomer many times.
So what the fuck is the problem? So what's the problem then? People say that it's when you upload it to the same platform and that's the problem. But if I didn't upload... So what's the problem? You said not to upload it. Wait, I did say it. I was right then. Wait, I'm right on both. I am right.
You're not right. This dude needs to lay off the speed. He's going a mile a minute, and he's not a mile. He's going like 60 miles a minute. He's not even thinking. It doesn't matter if he uploaded it. You can't. It's just like playing copyrighted music. During your live stream, you can't just turn it on and walk away. It's not transformative. Guy, is he brain dead?
It's on both ends. Holy fuck! Wait, my automatic brain said and did things that make it right on both ends, and I'm still getting shit for it. I won't even address it then. I'm moving on. I won't even address it then. Fuck this shit. I said, do not upload this. Oh my god, I think I'm about to blow up. Brother, I'm about to actually yell like crazy. Okay, I'm not gonna get mad.
This is maybe the internet was a mistake, guys. I love the internet. My stipulation, anytime I talk about where I could live, if I could buy a house in the middle of nowhere, like yeah, I could live out in the middle of nowhere in the boonies, big house, big yard. Long as I have high-speed internet, right? I just got to have high-speed internet. And it's like, maybe the internet was a mistake. Maybe it was just a mistake. Because honest to God, if this is what we're getting these days, this is entertainment. So let's see. Okay. So somebody... Oh, it's from a Dexerto website. I can't believe they're still in business. Him responding to criticism. All right. So Camelot said, the more and more he acts like a selfish jackass, the more y'all will watch him. Possibly. Although, for me personally, this is the very first time I've ever watched anything XQC has ever said. How people actually sit there and listen to that crap, I don't know. Anyways. Outrage farming and watching is the most profitable business in social media, so this is par for the course. I would say that's very true given the fact that what Twitter has turned into is nothing but engagement farming, and it's gotten to be so ridiculous. Like every day it's like, oh, who's going to come up with the most ridiculous thing to say to get people to respond to it? That's why I'm like, if you catch somebody doing it, look, and we all know the Krasensteins on Twitter do it, I don't respond to any of their things. I'll screenshot, tag one of them in it, respond. I do not reply to any of their tweets. Elijah Schaefer's done it. He's turned into where he used to occasionally shitpost. Now Elijah Schaefer is nothing but shitposting 24/7 to get responses. Everyone's trying to get that paycheck. More power to him if he does it, but I'm not going to contribute to it. So Lofty responded and said, what did he do here that is selfish? He explained that he usually tells his editor not to upload certain content, and apparently this content was not uploaded to YouTube, so what's the problem? Again, Lofty's skipping over the fact that the stream itself was the problem. The live stream itself was the problem. So Rakita got in here and said, wait, is his defense that he only streamed it without transformative use and didn't subsequently upload it? Lofty replied, yes, he's saying that because a lot of people are primarily upset about the YouTube re-uploads, which he didn't even do apparently. So this is a screenshot of when Mudahar was actually criticizing him. So yeah, these two were going back and forth, and Mudahar said, "Bro, everyone is just saying to actually react to a video, and if you decide to freeboot it, just hire an editor to chop out the dead air, or just not re-upload it if it's just you walking away from the screen or saying nothing. It's not that deep. Just do better, be an adult." I would argue that it's not just about not re-uploading it; it's about the fact that he did it in the first place. You can't just walk away from your stream and play You can't play copyrighted music during your stream at all. That's a no-no. That's against the rules. I don't even know if you can listen to or play copyrighted music and critique it while it's playing, okay? Video you have an easier time with because you just mute it. So it has to do, I think, with the fact that there's audio. I don't know why that makes a difference. Somebody who knows DMCA law better than I can probably tell me. But it seems that you can use video in clips, even with audio, because you can critique a movie or TV show and use little clips with the audio playing, as long as it's a short enough segment and you're offering critique. Or you have to completely mute it if you're going to talk about a video that's longer than like 5 seconds while it's playing. Music, you can't even do that with. You cannot play the music while you are even talking. So I don't understand why he's able to get away with playing somebody else's video for 10 minutes straight with offering no critique. But we'll move on from there. So Ricada Law says, but not re-uploading it isn't the problem. If the original use is fair, then re-upload is likely also fair. Bingo, this is my point right here. If the original is not fair, the re-upload would necessarily need significant edits to become fair. Lofty says yes, but he's not responding to people who share your opinion. He's responding to people who think he re-uploaded the video for profit and are accusing him of cannibalizing views or the metadata. He said openly that if people think it's not fair use, they can DMCA him. So, again, Lofty is defending the fact that he didn't re-upload the video, despite the fact that he didn't use the video in fair use in the first place, okay? So I responded to Lofty, and I'm like, that's a legitimate point, but it doesn't change the fact that XQC sees no problem with live streaming someone else's content as background noise, which was the initial criticism. I think that makes sense. Lofty says, if only everyone would just discuss this one issue, maybe we could get somewhere. His argument against this is that the majority of people he reacts to don't care about fair use, and Twitter mobs are just getting upset on behalf of other people like they usually do on this app, which is true. People on Twitter will dogpile, they'll jump on a bandwagon if they think they can get a few punches in here and there. So I thought about it for a minute. I'm like, okay, how am I going to respond to Lofty to actually get him to understand? So I said, I get what you mean. I know that you're mainly addressing Mudahar tweeting out that re-uploading the live stream for additional views is pretty shitty, when in fact XQC didn't actually re-upload it. The issue is whether he uploaded it this time or not is kind of irrelevant if there's already an argument to be made that the initial live stream violated fair use, which I believe it did. Now, it is absolutely up to the creator to decide for themselves if they want to file a DMCA takedown, not the Twitter mob. Personally, if someone with XQC's size audience was watching one of my videos, I wouldn't have an issue with it. But I'm not receiving ad revenue yet on YouTube, so I wouldn't really have a legitimate argument in terms of lost revenue, which is true. If somebody who had 5 million subscribers watched one of my videos, even if they didn't plug me, the odds are somebody that was watching it would subscribe to my channel. So it's a net positive for me. Now, if I was earning ad revenue off that video and then somebody else cannibalized it and I felt like it was eating into my ad revenue, I might consider DMCA striking because of the fact that now it's actually affecting my revenue. So that's a whole different story. I said, and yes, I know a lot of the Twitter outrage is people who hate reaction videos, which I'm not a fan of them personally. I said I'm not a fan of them myself, but I totally recognize them as being within the scope of fair use. I think that was a fair assessment. So Nick Ricada came back and he replied, I think this is more to Lofty than anything else. He said, no, hiding behind they can DMCA me is bullshit. Forcing someone to stop you from stealing doesn't justify theft, 100%. Also, anyone who honestly knows DMCA knows it doesn't actually do anything, especially if he counterclaims it. Finally, he makes money on the stream also, not just the re-upload. It's disingenuous garbage, which I think is the summary of what my point is here. A lot of these guys think that they can just watch someone else's video, offer no commentary, and somehow it falls under fair use or DMCA, and they just don't give a fuck. And they just don't worry about it. The reality is there's a lot of people who put a lot of hard work and time and effort into actual creative videos. I've done it myself. Most of my videos in the last 6 months were videos that I took days to try to compile screenshots and links and scripting and just trying to make a better quality video. And then of course they get no views. I mean, I'm not mad at you guys. I don't know if it's the YouTube algorithm, the topic sucked, the thumbnail sucked, the video sucked. It could be a combination of all four. But it seems like some of the videos that I was happier with, that I spent more time creating, got the least amount of views. Whereas reaction content for some reason tends to get more views. And to be honest, it's easier. It's easier for me to go on my other channel that I started with my wife a year and a half ago, I think it was, and just do a video talking about something that's pop culture, entertainment for 6-7 minutes, record it, make a thumbnail, upload it, 1 hour, the project's done. I could have done that tonight. I could have done 2 of those back to back. But I wanted to do videos on my main channel that were more creative, that had more effort put into them. But it's demoralizing and incredibly frustrating when those kind of videos get 1/10 or 1,000th of the amount of views as a reaction video, especially when that reaction video isn't even a reaction. So again, I think people are using fair use as a cover to basically be a bunch of lazy sacks of shit, essentially, and not putting the effort into commentary on a video. Like, again, I don't care if reaction videos exist. I don't care if it's a genuine reaction video. Go for it. It's not my cup of tea. I'm not the kind of person that wants to sit there and, the TikTok trend really started that. Somebody's watching a video and they have the green screen effect behind them, right? And they're sitting there going, ooh. It's like, I hate that crap, guys. I don't like 60-second content. I like watching a video that can go from 5 minutes all the way to 30 minutes. If it's a good topic that I actually like, I'm going to spend the time listening to it or watching it. That's just the way I am. That's how I'm wired. I have a long attention span. I don't need something to be like a 5-second little bite-sized thing. That's not for everybody. I understand that. But at least with genuine reaction content, it needs to be something that you are actually adding something of value. And I think these guys are just hiding under that. They're using it as a cloak, and they're not offering anything of value. And it's going to cause problems. I don't know if it's going to be another adpocalypse like on YouTube where everything's getting copyright struck. I mean, it's just weird timing. We see this thing with the Rippaverse, with Eric July, with all this talk about pirated material. What's fair use? What's not fair use? Now we're seeing it with people using full-length videos on their live streams, not even worrying about whether or not they're adding commentary to it. A little bit of effort. Yeah, a little bit of effort. But I feel like it's just the easy way out. Look, I could sit here. If I had the money to set myself up and not worry about it, and I just wanted to spend 10 hours a day streaming just to try to like grow an audience and go, okay, I'm going to sit in this chair for 10 hours and I'm just going to do nothing but watch other people's videos, eat my chicken nuggets, drink my Prime or whatever these guys are drinking and shit, and just sit there and steal views off other videos. I mean, yeah, that'd be easier. It'd be kind of boring after a while. I think, honestly, these guys who stream for 8 or 10 hours, I know they make a lot of money at it, but damn, that just seems like a crazy, crazy long amount of time to sit in one place and not do anything. I don't know. I think something's got to give, though, because I feel like eventually the other shoe's going to fall. And we already know that ad revenue is dying. I don't personally get any ad revenue, so for me, it's not affecting me one bit. But all these websites that used to exist, look at all the amount of game journals online that are dying and closing. Look at that Feminist Frequency. Anita Sarkeesian's just finally closed after 15 years of being online. A lot of these places, the ad revenue is drying up. Google is in big trouble because of where they were putting people's ads, not on YouTube videos, but on other like Bangladeshi websites and stuff, not giving people what they're paying for when they're paying for advertising. There's a lot of this shady stuff going on online that's eventually going to affect anybody who makes a living on the internet. And this kind of crap where people are abusing the copyright laws that already exist is only going to make it worse. It's going to make everything even muddier, even messier. It's going to cause more of the ad revenue to dry up. It's just going to be a mess. So anyways, I was going to do a video on this. I'm like, guys, I'm just going to do a live stream. We'll talk about it, kind of go over this shit, and we'll see where it goes. I don't know. Got a headache. Didn't get enough sleep last night. Too hot today at work. I'm miserable. Now, of course, I had caffeine, and I'm like, well, it's 11:40. Let's see if I can fall asleep. Oh, but yeah, guys, it's just a freaking mess. And honestly, I don't know what we're going to do to fix it. Because, like, reaction content is a thing. It's going to be a thing. It's not going to go away. And I'm not saying it needs to, but I just feel like the reaction content algorithm, the world that exists where it just pushes reaction videos to the forefront, there's no way that it's not cannibalizing views. Again, you can make the argument about whether or not people are losing views, losing money, whether it's driving people to a channel they wouldn't otherwise see. Fine. But you can't put 1,000 videos with the same metadata, with the same topic, with the same tags into a pool and not expect each video to siphon views off the other one. So these guys that do these reaction videos, this content where basically it's like, this person did a video, they reacted to it, I'm going to react to their reaction to it, I'm going to react to their reaction to their reaction to the original video. Every time you re-upload those videos with the same tags, with the same video as the base video for what they're watching, it will eliminate a certain amount of views each time. I mean, it's going to pull from other videos. That's just basic, like, logic. I don't know. Again, I'm not too worried about it right now for me personally, but once my channel gets approved for ad revenue after 1,000 subs, it's going to be something I'm going to have to worry about, because I never want to have to get to that point where I rely on like YouTube ad revenue to help pay an extra bill or an extra medical bill, or like baseball equipment for the kids or something, and then not have that money be there. So I think for a lot of people, going third party, not relying on ad revenue is going to be a big part of this moving forward. All right, guys, I'm going to hit the hay. I'm exhausted. I am tired. I'm going to get some sleep. Riptide, Godzilla, thanks for hanging, guys. For anybody watching the video after it's done, share your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. I'm really curious what everybody thinks. And again, this is not a reaction video sucks or reaction videos are great kind of thing. I'm not making a judgment call on reaction videos themselves. It's purely the content that falls under the reaction video category that has allowed for people to basically skirt the rules that are existing to try to protect the content that's already out there, you know? A lot of people are going to be doing sponsorships. Yeah, well, I mean, if you've noticed, Riptide, I don't know what videos you normally watch, but the one that I've seen out there right now, and this is a sign of the economy, okay? Everybody is advertising for, what is it, Goldco? The place where you can, like, trade in your IRA or your savings for, like, gold and silver coins. That's a sign that the economy is taking a shit right there, okay? That's a big part of it, but everybody's doing that. Everybody's advertising Goldco. Quartering's got Goldco. Lotus Eaters have Goldco. It's like, yeah, everyone's relying on sponsorships now, which is fine, but eventually sponsorships are going to run out of money too, because those companies, if the economy doesn't take a little bit of an upswing, they're not going to have any money to spend on advertising, to spend on sponsorships. It all kind of goes together. We need things to start going in the right direction. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Take it easy.